Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is another edition of TechTonics where we discuss technology news from all around the world, which in some way or the other is going to affect you. So, without any further ado, I am your host Shubham Rajput, and let's get started. So, the first news is actually coming from Kickstarter campaign, which claims to have released a battery, and they are calling it pale Blue Lithium polymer batteries, and these batteries are capable of replacing alkaline batteries, and the usage capacity of these batteries is such that every single pale blue lithium polymer battery can actually replace 1000, let me repeat that, 1000 alkaline batteries. Well, the harmful effects of alkaline batteries has been one of the arguments to push towards alternate battery solutions, and it seems like these pale blue batteries are actually something worth looking at. So the very aspect of these batteries which makes these batteries different from alkaline batteries apart from their usability is that these batteries can actually be charged with unique USB charging method. These USB can be used in various different wall outlets across the world with different ratings. Along with that, you can also just connect them into your laptop and have these batteries started. These pale blue batteries have advantages over traditional alkaline batteries and also nickel hydride metal batteries. These batteries are superior to nickel hydride batteries in the sense that they can be charged much more easily than them and can retain much more charge than these batteries. If you don't know about this, there was a recent report that was released by EPL statistics that say Americans, just Americans, every year dispose of 86,000 tons of single-use alkaline batteries, which is close to making these batteries go around the world 6 times if placed end to end. Do you see how much hazardous chemical pollution this causes, these alkaline battery causes? And this particular campaign is actually looking like a step towards making alternate battery solutions which are very eco-friendly. Not only that, these batteries are not just reusable but can also provide charge much more consistently than the traditional alkaline disposable batteries that you use or the nickel metal hydride batteries. Well, this is an incredible step by incredible minds. I request you to just go ahead and give this campaign a look and see for yourselves as to what are the benefits these batteries will bring into the market if the campaign remains successful. Alright, so let's move over on to the next news, which is coming from the smartphone industry. Qualcomm 865 processor has had its benchmarks leaked in one Geekbench listing. The listing shows a device which is running Android 10 and has 8 GB of RAM. The chipset that is being deployed is called Qualcomm Kona. The chipset is running at 8 cores and is operating at a base frequency of 1.8 GHz. Qualcomm 865 is supposed to be released later this year and is said to power high-end devices in early 2020. Well, the different kinds of parameters that are actually displayed over onto the Geekbench listing is something that you can find over onto our website. I'll flash a link here as well so that you can just go ahead and see what are the various features that are associated with it. But one of the most important feature that is going to be the highlight of Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 is active 5G support. So let's just see how this processor and how this news progresses, and whatever news comes up, whatever updates comes up, I'll make it a point to discuss that with you guys in either videos or updating the same on my website. So just stay tuned for that. Now let's move over on to our next news, and I think people who like audio gear are going to be very happy by listening to this news, which is coming from Sonos. Sonos has decided to actually create a wireless Bluetooth speaker. It just filed a patent with FCC dictating that the product model S17 will be a wireless Bluetooth speaker which will be used to stream audio via Wi-Fi but will also have a Bluetooth
Bluetooth functionality built in. Sonos is saying that this wireless Bluetooth speaker will be a part of the sound system that Sonos is creating. Well, let's just see how Sonos wireless Bluetooth speaker and the sound system of which it is a part of is going to fare against other competitions in this range. Alright, let's move over on to the next news. And I don't think a lot of smartphone owners and people who want to buy smartphones are going to like this, but it's my task to tell you guys that the brand new smartphone that you just bought may not be as innocent as you think, because a security research team from Google is stating that many of these smartphone manufacturers, when they put their default bloatwares into them, when I say bloatwares are those apps that these smartphone manufacturers put into their smartphone, which in many cases you cannot actually uninstall. These bloatwares can actually contain malwares that can just go ahead and install certain apps from their own side, and these apps will not be available, or you cannot see these newly installed apps over onto your smartphone screens just like you can see the other apps. These malware apps can actually run in the background and then introduce all kinds of negative effects into your smartphones, which includes faulty ads, phishing or fraudulent transactions, and even remote control of your new smartphone device. Google actually has not put forth what are the companies and brands that are actually making this happen, but it is saying that many of these brands have actually tested positive in this test. So if you are just buying a new smartphone and you think it is going to be all freshy, I want you to give that thought another thought and understand that that may not be the case with your smartphone. Yes, there have been headlines that there are many applications in Google Play Store as well that can actually introduce this malware, but this is something which is really sad, because when you get a smartphone and when you open it for the first time, you expect it to be very innocent and fresh, and it seems that that is not necessarily the case all the time. The next news is coming from AMD. Yes, AMD has been introducing incredible products lately with its Ryzen 3rd generation processors, and then the introduction of the epic server grade processors. Amidst all of these releases, there were a little rumors about AMD that AMD is going to take off the reference card design of AMD's new Navi architecture from the market, but AMD has clarified that is not going to be the case. On the contrary, the market is soon going to be flooded with custom design cards which will be created with the help of AIB partners, and amidst all of this flooding, the reference card designs of 5700s is not going to be taken off the market. AMD said it is going to follow the traditional procedure and is going to supply the reference cards into the market till inventory lasts. So if you have been waiting to get custom cards from AMD with its Navi architecture, the time is good and it is the right opportunity for you to grab one, because custom cards are coming really soon. Alright, so the next news is coming from Xiaomi, and it seems Xiaomi is continuing its tradition to introduce high performance smartphones at reasonable prices in India, and this time it seems to introduce Mi A3 on August 24. This Android device is going to feature Android 1 with Snapdragon 665 with 4 GB of RAM. Along with this, the screen of this phone is going to be Gorilla 5 and will have an HD plus resolution. Along with this, when it comes to camera settings, it will feature a triple camera setup in which the primary camera will be a 48 megapixel f1.8. It will be coupled with 8 megapixel ultra wide lens and 2 megapixel depth sensor. Along with this, people who really like real estate are going to be really happy, because this phone is going to feature a drop notch. Along with that, one of the key highlights of this phone is going to be the fact that it will be able to record 4K at 30 FPS. This phone is also going to have this reasonably strong battery of 40-50 milliampere hour. So if you are looking forward to the release of this smartphone, go ahead and comment that out in the comment section as to what are the things that you actually like in this phone and whether you are going to buy it or not. Last but not the least, scientists have done something really incredible, and they have actually discovered the world's thinnest gold. Yes, I want you to contemplate that once again. World's thinnest gold, which is just 0.47 nanometers thick, and if you want to have an idea as to how thin it is equivalent to 1 million times smaller than the thickness of your fingernail. Scientists are calling this metal as of now as 2D, as it is made by just two atoms placed one over the other. These are just surface atoms, and there are no bulk atoms that are beneath these surface atoms. So this discovery is really incredible. What also makes this discovery incredible is because, as we all know, gold is actually an incredible conductor of electricity. This element can now be used for various electronic and medical applications. The conductivity of this metal is going to be really incredible. Along with this, there are other various different kinds of uses that the scientists say this element or this gold can be subjected to. One such application area is wherein you can use these surface gold atoms to actually act as catalyst to various chemical processes in industrial grades. So this discovery is really incredible from an industrial point of view, from electrical conductivity point of view, and also from its use in medical applications. Alright, with that news, this is it when it comes to various technology news as of today. I will be seeing you very soon. If you have any queries, or if you have any kinds of suggestions that you would want me to know, or if you want to know these news in great details, you can just go ahead and click the link in the description that will take you straight to the blog post where all of these news are covered in a great detail along with the sources. Apart from this, if you want to discuss anything about the news that we just talked about, go ahead, don't be shy, put your queries into the comment section below, and I'll make it a point to reply every single one of them. With that said, guys, I will see you very soon. Namaskaram.